So, the lightning on tuning fork thing is a sun?
No? I believe that's just part of the tower. Actually, it kind of resembles Ivan's staff. At the center of the tower, Juno sits upon the pedestal, and Ivan reluctantly begins his task. Juno hovers in the air, immobilized. Looks peaceful, as if finally letting go of the burdens she has carried this far. Then, when you hear a familiar rumbling, "Snake Boy, be back!"
Oh look, it's the serpent.
Aw, he's so cute. The serpent raises its tattered head to the top of the tower. It speaks in an ancient tongue, as before. "Begone, creature! You don't have the strength to crush this tower anymore." The serpent continues its low, undulating speech, like smoke rolling over seawater. Ivan stops. He's listening.
Go through Sparven. What does it want?
It isn't giving up. It wants to make a deal. Have a prophecy of extinction, it says. The darkness will lift. It will spare Aberrang. It consumes only half of the world.
Half the world? In exchange for what?
A giant pile of mushrooms! Oh, and Juno's energy. If I release it to the serpent, Juno will be gone. But she won't suffer. You can tell Ivan is seriously considering this. So here, we're gonna have two sides of this. I can already see this, right? We have a deal with the serpent, and then there's going to be something with Alfred. Because remember, she came up to us and was like, "They're trying to make a god man. They're not actually seriously going to fix this."
Ivan, this isn't what we came to do.
Things change, Ivor. This is out of your hands now.
Tell me why. Have I not earned that at least?
Ivan returns his attention to you with frustration on his face. Behind him, the serpent rattles in resentment at being ignored. Why? Because Juno does not deserve this. Don't you understand what is happening here? There's a giant bag of mushrooms! I need them.
How could I? It's been nothing but lies and secrets since we first met.
Ivor, I share the mushroom with you. We are friends. But what choice did we have? Try to imagine if I told you the truth when we first met. It was hard. It was hard enough to convince anyone to listen in the first place. Back in Stegerholm, when I begged you to wait for Juno, how long did you wait? Would you have been so quick to abandon Rook or Alette? Well, I mean, probably Rook. But Alette? After all I did in Einertop to save the Varl from extinction. If you knew the truth, you'd have drowned me in a lake yourself. I couldn't have trusted you to save yourselves.
We waited because we trusted you.
True enough. But only until you had to consider your own discomfort. What's the point of this, Ivor?
Oh.
So brothers and clansmen can keep killing each other over petty disputes? So I can't have my mushrooms?
Listen. If we get out of this, we can have a feast of mushrooms.
Really?
You have my word as a Varl.
You're not looking much like a Varl anymore. I mean, have you seen your face?
I know.
I mean, you don't even have an arm.
I know.
So, Varl and the Dredge can go on destroying each other over an ancient history? Even after we realized the Dredge were only fleeing in the darkness, same as the rest of us. Even after discovering a Dredge child lying in the snow. An infant! Everyone was ready to slaughter it like a pig. Whoa. I love the fact that you're having to suffer through these choices.
It was wrong, but what's done is done.
That's what I'd expect from you. From what I hear, you've been practicing killing Dredge children before.
Is this really what you argue about me right now?
I want to know where Juno is, because I mean, she got up on the pedestal, but that doesn't mean she's dead yet. Like, I assume she's still conscious and can talk.
Hey, Ivan, you gonna do this ritual now, or,
If you're going to ask me to weigh the fate of the world against the Juno, then tell me why I should care. Especially when he's offering me all of the mushrooms in the world. The serpent slithers anxiously. It's not accustomed to being ignored, but Ivan continues on in spite of the danger. And we both know how this world really is. Remember Tangler's Godstone? The older woman lies to our faces about who attacked who. Then she mocked us for not butchering the stone hurler on sight. And even with the truth laid so bare before us, there was a debate. How can we hope to overcome that kind of spite and ignorance, that hatred? What are we fighting so hard to preserve exactly?
I will continue to help you.
I mean, we kind of knew it was going to come down to something like this.
You've had plenty of time to ask that stoner.
Reconsidering?
A little. Screw it, choice one!
Fair enough. I do understand your meaning, but you don't know the depths of it the way I do. There was a woman near Ors. Why do I feel like this is just a plethora of choices, and it's going to determine what the final outcome is based on, like, a final score of those choices you just made?
I'm thinking that too, so that's why I was so indecisive.
There was a woman near Orisma River, after we somehow survived crossing the chasm. Some of her own clansmen had tied her to a stake, which they screamed, and she was meant to starve to death. They also talked about seeing if she floated in a pond, but that didn't end up happening. I can still see her face, the torture and the pain. Do you remember how many days she had hung there, starving, waiting before we arrived?
Days. How many days?
I do wonder if it's a trick question now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I don't know if that's actually right or not.
You serious, Ivan? You serious, Ivan? You want me to know how many days? Oh god, I only remember she was not there, left to die, thanks to us.
3 days, they said. Maybe those men lied. Or whether the sun has stopped, maybe they miscounted. She had been there at least 7 already. I could feel her agony in the tapestry. According to their own absurd rules, it proved she wasn't a witch. She should have been freed. But then they would have tested if she floated.
And if she weighed as much as a duck.
Can you imagine the suffering like that for a world that doesn't even remember you?
That's about... That's what this is about, isn't it? This is about Juno.
I'm not trying to make everything about Juno. I just need to believe in what I'm supposed to do. Ivan seems to be swayed by your arguments. The coils of the serpent are wrapping tighter around the tower, and you can feel its patience growing thin. When we found Juno's body smashed and broken in the frozen sea, I saw that same fate for her as that poor woman starving to death. Suffering alone. Forgotten. Everyone else was so quick to give up on her. I'm grateful you did not. But that's not what you're asking me to do right now. I must sound pathetic. I realize it's been hard to sympathize. But maybe of all people, you can, Ivor. When you stood against Bellower on the bridge in Irontoft, I finally recognized you. I knew what you had done to Reyes and his child. You followed us both to Boersgard to finish the job. What would you give to have Alette back? Don't make Juno suffer a fate even worse. Please, Ivor. Trust me to find a solution. Ivan turns back to the serpent, his body radiating immense power as he speaks to it again. Alfred gives you a severe look, as if to say he lies. You recall her plan to complete the ritual in place of Ivan. If you're going to do something, it has to be now. So the question becomes, do you trust Ivor or do you side with Alfred? So what do we 3 try and turn him back to what Juno wanted, 2 side with Alfred, or the first option, trust Ivan? We're stuck on 3 choices right now.
Ivan, this isn't what Juno wanted.
Ivan again stops speaking to the serpent. This time he turns to you with sorrow instead of anger. Juno is everything this world deserves. Instead, you got me. I'm so tired, Ivor.
Courage. This is what's the hard part. And mushrooms.
Forgive me, Juno. I always love you. I'll always love you. Munch, munch, munch on mushrooms.
I've never seen anything like a sun coming to life. I hope I never will again. Stuck with him, just a speck so far above our heads was Juno, who turned the darkness into light. Ivan did not want to leave the sun behind as we departed the inner earth. I expect he will return there often. No warp crossed our path on the long trek home. They have all turned to ash. And now, we are coming to this journey's long end. The same thought rattling around my head the whole way. Do I dare to hope?
Barely anything's left. Look
Oh my
at
God.
the fucking wasteland. Holy shit.
Well, Abergang is saved!
With like half a day? What the shit? Ghost?
This is the place I see in my dreams.
Rook.
This is where I helped my father build our house. And where I buried him. This is where I met Altis, my wife. And Ivor, my best friend. And this is where Alette was born. I'm home.
Reuniting! I called it! I called it!
The way on the winds.
Is it really you, Alette?
Oh shit, full voice acting?
It's really me, Dad.
I'm so sorry, Alette. I failed you. I couldn't protect you. I never wanted this. Leaving you alone.
Oh, Dad, I wasn't alone.
The weight never bothered me, husband.
Oh shit. Wifey.
Remember when there was a night sky like this? Each point of light is a different fate for different people. I've been watching them a long time. Some people go to prepare for an endless battle. Others go to an eternal feast. The brave go where they want to be.
That's how I knew you'd come back to us.
So is Rook now a constellation?
He's a single star, is what it sounds like. Dang. I can't skip this as far as I can tell.
Okay, keep going, keep going. There might be like mid-scenes, end scenes.
Yeah, who knows? So the world's fucked. One way or the other.
At least the serpent didn't eat it.
I mean, yes, the serpent didn't eat it. However, like, the world is warped to shit. I wish there was a way to tell us how many people were injured over this entire game and how many people were, like, how like, who died and how. Because I'm trying to think, who was our first death? Because I can't even remember. Was it Alette? Was Alette the very first death we ever had?
You mean permadeath?
Yeah.
I believe so. And wait. That was too short for the credits.
Yeah? Oh!
Bonus! No voice acting?
Nope.
Okay, time for us to do it then.
Oh no!
It's almost hard to believe they really did it now.
Whatever it is. But the sun's actually moving again. For a long time, things were looking pretty hopeless.
The gods are dead. Just like my first husband. The world has turned to dust. Like my second husband. And we will survive. Like my damn third husband.
You've had far too many husbands. Maybe you should try to find a wife instead. Now what?
So, are we all that's left now? I don't think so. I hear voices. They talk to me in the middle of the night. Life will return one day. Grass and green will sprout up from the dust. I believe there are other survivors, far in the north, perhaps other of the Godstones. South of the darkness, there'll be horseborn, fleeing across the fields, or ships of men, or dredged without cinder, or ovens baking cakes, and people dancing and singing songs. And she goes off on a tangent as she starts to walk away. You go do that. So, we will rebuild now. I only wish that Hook and Alette could have been here to see this.
Something tells me part of them will. Leo glances knowingly at your belly. Oh my! Salacious! For a long time now, I've been thinking of an epic poem. You'll never guess the inspiration. Would you care to hear what I've got?
Was the inspiration Rook? I think the second one would just cut it off here, but I think that would be absolutely appropriate right now.
Aleo smiles and draws his lute from around his back. He sings with a brightness in his voice. Oh great, I get to do this. Only the sun has stopped, cut with a keen-edged sword. Little did they sleep, lest they not come home. Weary the sight of the sun, of our bones the hills, the slayer and the slain. From their homes must they'll flee, and cast their hone into the air. To speak in all tongues where foes may lurk, the destined day shall come. The fetters will burst, brothers fight, in kinship stain, and in fear quake all. The true hero comes reluctantly, raising high their shining lights. Alas, the sea is still dead and wide, and hounds are hungered. We will live as we will live, with the mighty grief that is ours and theirs. Only we few remember it now. Aleo gives a little cough to indicate he's done.
It's not bad.
Yes, I know, I'm tone deaf. I cannot sing for sheet. But I can play at least.
No, it's not bad. But it could use a couple more verses at the end there.
Aleo laughs. Aye, you're right. It certainly could.
Wait! What's that? No, over there! Do you see it?
The bat signal just in the sky, with a big L in the middle. You squint at the ashes of twisted land and spread out across the horizon. Something there is moving. It looks like a line of people, and at the front...
Is that Ivor?
Dredge lover!
The bat signal with an L?
It's a bat signal, but with a circle and an L in there.
L for what?
Rook-Ouija.
Oh, R would make more sense.
Sure, fine. Let's go with the R. Fine.
Okay,
That's right, I did draw him with an R instead of an L on his hat. I forgot about that. I mean, Bulwark's dead, so that little soup thing doesn't exist.
Right.
Unless it was Prior, maybe? I forget if he... Did he lose both horns before or not?
I'm not sure.
Well, this might get muted or, copyrighted on Facebook, wow, on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah, if so, we could always mute this and come back again.
It's true.
But then again, we did get copyrighted for a few episodes of Catherine, but nothing really came out about that.
True, because we're not making money off it exactly. So, yeah. I'm trying to tell, like, those two there, was that supposed to be Oddleaf and her new daughter?
Maybe? Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, there's the Dredge baby that we murdered mercilessly.
Oh.
Sigbjorn!
Did I tell you if we would have saved it rather than...
Yeah, Rook Rook could have lived, yes.
Yes. So I wonder what the other endings were.
Well, like, we could play through all 3 games again.
I mean,
Canary, best horse.
Isn't there an option to, like, just start at the beginning of this chapter?
There might. Well, I mean, there is a load option, so you could probably load in there.
Voice of Ivor, voice of Alette, voice of Rook.
Aldi and Zephyr.
So they're all actually, like, German.
Mm-hmm. Seems like it.
So if we would have said,
Oh, Juno's voice actor or actress.
okay. Like, if we would have said, like, leave the ritual to Alphon, I wonder if that would have given us a
Oh,
better...
look, there's Ruga.
I wonder if that would have given us a better or worse ending.
I wonder if it would have been like destroy half the world and then, you know, leave the other half alive. Like, what kind of ending would that have been? Because, I mean, is the world just sawed in two and that's it? Like, you have half a world, but it's still fucked.
I feel like with this, there is no good ending.
I'm honestly shocked that, like... I'm honestly shocked that it didn't end right there. Like, that we made it to the tower in time. I thought for sure we were fucked.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Yeah.
we had a half a day, I think, and that was it. That was all there was.
Well, at least Yuga's dead.
It's true. It only... You didn't want to do it the first time.
Yeah. So... Yeah, this trilogy was amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty damn good. Oh, look, the kids are playing.
Aww. So, at least humanity will continue.
It will, but how many Varl are actually left? I'm curious. Because, like, what? We had... God, what? We had 3 with Ivor, I believe. And then I think we had maybe another 3 that were there with Oddleaf. So I think we have, like, 6? Like, total as far as our parties were concerned?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. If we would have lost the fight to Bolvar, everybody, except for Ivor, Juno, and Ivan, would have died.
I'm surprised that they would have lived at all, but sure. I thought it would have ended the game right there. It would have been a game over.
No. It would have continued, but everybody would have died.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't looking good for a bit there, but we did manage to get away with it.
Oh, look at that.
Is that Urkinolette? That looks like Juno and Ivan.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like her spear's there.
Dedicating my mom, who said never get anywhere playing these bloody video games.
See, Mom, I told you. I told you.
Oh my god. I don't know what we're... Oh wow. This was with an actual orchestra at one point.
I'm surprised considering this was like an indie game to start. That they had enough like money for that.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, that's... I think the first... I forget if all of them were, but I know the first one was.
Oh, the first one was an indie game? Wow.
It was a Kickstarter.
So the first one was a Kickstarter.
Yep. Oh, I can just like... I can scroll through... Really? Here, let me do this. Haha! I can just like scroll wheel.
Thank you for experiencing the... Wait, there was something else like right before that line. Thank you for experiencing the band saga.
Truly appreciates help and support from the community. That's what it was.
Okay. Okay. So I don't really know what we're going to be doing next time.
Yeah, I haven't decided yet on where we're going.
And this was just normal difficulty.
Yep. We're losers.
Oh my god. We would have been so struggling on, like, hard difficulty.
Oh, the game would have been over. We'd have died.
I think you actually said, like, what do you want to play on in the very beginning, and I'm just like, how about normal? But, Stoic, awesome game. I hope you make more of this. And if you're looking for potential ideas, a steampunky game might not be half bad to go to next.
I'm just gonna let you hang on that one.
I would find, like, a very cool, like, post-apocalyptic steampunk might be cool.
I was gonna say, isn't that technically Fallout? But that's not exactly steampunk. I'm not quite sure what Fallout is, considering it's like atomic age fucking 50s stuff that's been like jockey strapped together.
I don't know, but I'd be really interested what they come out with next.
I am curious. I don't think they've made anything since Banner Saga 3 at this point. But I'm curious what their next game will be. I will be watching with vigilant eyes.
Yes, and we will potentially play it.
Who knows?
Yep, so, until then, catch everybody later.
Bye.